Yo, what's going on, guys? A few people have asked for my sliders and what I do for my leagues and stuff that I watch. If you didn't know, I do run an offline league that has custom everything. So jerseys, coaches, players, everything. It's just completely down to the nitty-gritty. So with tendencies and stuff, I just kind of know how to work those things. So today I'm just going to show you my sliders that I use. Now, some of them are kind of subject to change because when the game updates, you know, maybe layups don't go in as much, so you have to boost that in your league. And through year to year, the animations are going to be different. So these might not apply to 2K19, although they're not bad for 2K19. But I'll go through them and explain really why I have them the way I do. So for the most part, these right here are just kind of, it's way more fun to watch. Dunk and traffic success, you want your guy to be able to make dunks around people. You want him to attempt to dunks around people. Pass accuracy, you know, you are going to want people to steal passes, so I wouldn't really raise this any higher. All this is fine, whatever. Now, all of these I've tried up, I've tried down, I've really worked with them to try to get the best out of the sliders. So ball security, I had a phase where, I believe it was last year, where it was very easy to just kick the ball and you would lose it. So I had ball security up to like 55, 58 last year because of that. But this year, it's really not that big of a problem. So I'm leaving that at 50. And guys don't really seem to make layups with contact, so I raised contact shot success. Pass speed, I did want that to be a little higher because if you play this game, you do know that the speed of the passes can be pretty slow sometimes, and it's a little unrealistic. You definitely want to reward players for moving the ball more than just like playing ISO. Now, these are pretty important because driving contact shot, inside contact shot, this game is riddled with just people getting sucked over to you for unnecessary contact. So with all of these sliders that I have right now, so like the 30 layup defense strength, that means that when somebody takes off for a shot, when they jump, it's not going to say, oh, it was 70% contested because somebody was beside you when you jumped. It's only going to matter when you release the ball. So that's why release is 60. So if somebody's got their hand right here when you do a layup, sorry, I just hit the mic. Somebody's got their hand right there when you do a layup, that's going to, you know, affect it more than whether a guy was right beside you when you jumped for that layup. So that's just kind of how I like to have it. For jump shot defense strength, yeah, if you're shooting in somebody's mouth when you are gathering your shot, they're already there. I don't think that should go in. Whereas strength release, these are for, you know, the same thing as layups when you actually release the ball. If the guy is not closed out fully, even if he is closed out fully, it's not going to matter that much because NBA players are going to make shots if you give them like any, you know, light of day. Now, help defense strength, still success. These are just the little things that make the game a little more fun to watch. I don't want people rotating perfectly every single time. Sometimes with a slider up to 50, even your bad defenders just know where to go, and that's not really fair. And steals just don't happen in this game. There are always some like weird animation behind it, so I raised steal success. Now, attributes I did not touch. I did not touch at all. Now, attributes I did not touch at all because when you make a player, you are giving them attributes. Actually, that's a lie. I gave them 44 on-ball defense. Yeah, so if you play this game online, you know that computers are just impeccable defenders, and you know they're insanely hard to get around if you're just trying to do regular moves on them. You usually just have to do some cheesy like drive baseline thing to get around bots. You don't actually play basketball. So for this league where I'm watching it, you know, I want on-ball defenders who aren't good, you know, to be able to get, you know, crossed and blown by and that sort of thing. And, you know, good defenders, this doesn't really affect them too much. It just makes offense way more fun to watch. Now, offensive awareness, you definitely want your guys to read these bad rotations and be able to move the ball. Good ball movement's fun to watch, so I put that there, and I lowered defensive awareness too, so that more often than not, they'll make the right pass, and the defenders, either if they don't have the IQ, won't rotate. This might seem a little steep, but the bots usually almost always do what the correct thing is regardless of their rating. So I like to have this the way it is so that bots actually make mistakes if they're not, you know, smart players. Rebounding, didn't touch that. None of this I touched except for lateral quickness. That goes along with the on-ball defense thing I said earlier. Bots just play way too good on-ball D, especially on other bots. That's not really fun to watch. So I lowered that so they could be blown by. Now, tendencies. So I lowered take close shots just a little bit because whenever they get around that area, close shots are like the worst shots to take in 2K. They just simply don't go in. It's like the perfect area to get aura-D'd by this guy over here and this guy over here, and you get intimidated by like 7 people. It's not good. Those shots don't go in, so I don't want to watch that. I do want the guys to take some cheeky threes, so I raised that a little bit. I do enjoy the post games, so I rose that as well. And I want to see a lot of driving, a lot of passing. That's what I wanted for my league. So, you know, of course, with the occasional just post ISO and just regular ISOs, but I did want, for the most part, it to be a lot of ball movement, a lot of team play, a lot of just good basketball being played. So that's why I have the attack the basket, look for post players, you know, attempt dunks, attempt putbacks, play the passing lanes just a little bit, go backdoor cut, a lot of movement basically is what I wanted for my league. Now for these, you never really see charges, so I rose that a little bit, and the steals in this game are a little unfair. So as you might have noticed earlier, I did raise the steals up to 55 and I lowered the reaching foul frequency to 40. So actual good on-ball defenders can actually rip the ball. So if this is 100 reaching foul frequency, right, and you have a 99 steal and you have, you know, all the badges that would go with that, then it's still going to be a foul every single time you try to go for it. So the default would be 50, but that doesn't mean like 50% of the time. That literally just means that it's the default that 2K has set for you. And the default in this game is pretty bad. They don't really let you rip the ball if you're a high IQ player that notices that the ball is exposed. If you reach for it, it's usually just a foul. Even if you have good ratings and stuff. So I just lowered it so that on-ball defenders would be able to actually rip the ball without it just being a foul the whole game. Illegal screens, I lowered that just because it's kind of unnecessary. Now this is probably the most important thing. So by default, I believe this is 75 and this is 25. But basically what this means is speed with ball max rating. So 2K kind of has this meme where guards are running down the fast break and some fat center is right beside them keeping up. And it's because of this slider. Mike Wang is a complete moron and doesn't have this changed for online. So when you have 99 speed or 99 speed with ball or anything like that, you actually don't have that online. You have whatever the cap is for the sliders. So with speed with ball max rating, I raised that to 80 so that guards that have good speed with ball rating are pretty obvious that they do. Speed with ball rating, I lowered it down to 20 so that guards or bigs that don't have it, they're noticeably slow. And I did this with basically everything, so acceleration for sure. I want fast, explosive guards to be able to show that. And for big, slow centers that are 7'3" and are way too fast, I lowered them. And I believe this is how it should be online, you know. If you make a 7'3" guy, that's completely fine. You're going to be a beast in a half-court set, but I should beat you down the floor every single time, no questions asked. So I just wanted kind of a balance on my league to where things were fair and made sense. And you can load these settings on, you know, I'm just going to resave. Pardon the silly names here. Goonga Ginga, Epics Looters. I'll call these, I'll name it Race Official. This is on Xbox. I don't know if you can just straight up download them off of PS4, but I'm going to upload this for you guys. Save and share, and there you go. And if you need to search the gamer tag, this is my name on Xbox. I appreciate you guys watching. If it helps you, you know, leave a like. Let me know if it did. If you have any questions, you know, I'm completely active in the comments. I'll try to answer everybody. This channel is kind of growing a lot, so I'm going to keep, you know, putting time and effort into it, and we'll see where it goes. All right, now get out of here.